Hey, what's up, everyone? Thanks for taking the time to come join my GoFundMe page. I truly appreciate it, and anything that you can do, I highly appreciate it. Let me get started by introducing myself to you. My name is Dwayne Drumgold. I'm 52 years old. I'm the husband of 6 kids. My wife Margaret and we have 4 kids together, 3 which are my stepkids, and then 1 with her. And then they're all boys, and I have 2 others, a boy and a girl, with my ex-wife. So all in all, we have 6 kids. Um, I'm a veteran, combat veteran of the armed forces in the United States Army, where I was served as 11 Bravo infantry. Or go Army, beat Navy. And I'm also a 20 year. I have 20 years racked up in federal law enforcement as a federal law enforcement officer, where I have served uh, doing things from Katrina, presidential inaugurations, events, city events here in the DMV, we call it the DMV. It's the DC Metro, DC, Maryland, Virginia area. Y'all got to excuse me, as y'all can see, I am not a speaker of a certain type. In Virginia, so that's DMV. So in DC, we help support metropolitan police and other federal agencies doing all different types of things. So I really have my hands mixed up in a lot of things. As you can see, I've got 30 years of government time because I found that was my niche. It was my calling of giving back, and not to mention great money. Once you got that good training, that good army whole training, it's that can-do thing that we can do it all. But great time in serving, which has led me up to this point to where we're at now. Um, in 2017, I was diagnosed with colon cancer. Um, it was a thing that I actually caught because I was one of the ones that paid attention to their bodies. I am a not overly uh, cautious person, or a person that eats very well. I mean, I do eat very well, and I work out. I keep my stress level down. I drink my water. I do all the things to try and stay healthy. I work out, and you know, and then I follow up with my checkups. Well, it happened to be that in paying attention to my body, I noticed that I was having irregular bowel movements. And so there's nothing really wrong with having increased bowel movements, but I was having excessive amounts of bowel movements. And then they were coming out irregular. And so I decided to do a checkup with my doctor, and all my checkups have been wonderful. My numbers, everything, outstanding. My weight, everything. And then she asked me, you're at 49. You ever thought about, having a colonoscopy? And I was like, not really. I thought, about 50, at 50, age of 50, you might go ahead and get that done. And so she said, yeah, let's go ahead and do it because things are not adding up. Let's just go ahead and knock it out. And I said, not a problem. Let's go ahead and do it. So we went ahead and did it, and then it came up inconclusive. And basically, what that meant was she couldn't get a good reading because she couldn't see anything, and that told her that there was some type of blockage. So we had to do it again twice. Yeah, twice. Colonoscopies twice. And so this one had to be more aggressive, and like the first one wasn't. And so we went in for the second time, and then it came up that there was a partial blockage, and that was the reason for uh, the irregular bowel movements and the way the bowels were coming out, the stool was coming out. And so they had signed me up and said, well, let's go ahead and sign you up and get that taken out. So we ended up scheduling in 2017. That was with, like, I think like about August time frame, somewhere around there. And so they went in and they took out a foot of my colon, and then they took off one small polyp, which happened to be malignant and at stage 3. And so we thought we got it all. And so I went through the recovery, took some time off, had to take quite a bit of time off, used up all my leave, all my sick leave to heal from it. Got healed, went through the chemotherapy, not a big problem, except for, I have a port which they do the infusion with. That's the liquid drip, which is right here. And then I had to take the pill, which was the worst of my nightmares. It was awful. I don't do pills, so that's why it was awful. So went through that, went back to work, and all this during this time, I'm back to work. I'm on light duty. So there was no street work. They put me on a desk and everything, so which was cool. I kept my pay, kept my time and everything, and so they allowed me the time to heal. And as we were going along, then later on, we noticed it was at the same time that when they saw the blockage, when I had my MRI and everything, they noticed a red spot on my lung. It was very small, but she said, let's keep an eye on it. And as time progressed, the spot got a little bit darker. And so she wasn't for sure about it. And so we did more MRIs, more PET scans and everything. And then so they decided we need to take it out. So I was scheduled for my second surgery on my lung. I'm sorry, that was on my lung. And so we went in and they took out just a small triangular shaped piece of my lung. It didn't interfere with my breathing or anything. No adverse effects after that. So they went into my side and they took that out. That was in 2017. 2018 rolled around. No, I'm sorry. That was 2018 when they took out the piece of the lung. And then 2019 rolled around, and within my colon, they do another scan. They noticed another lump, polyp in my colon. So they did another colonoscopy, and they went in and they cut that out, which came out to be benign. Yes, also back up, the piece on my liver was malignant, but I didn't have to go through any chemo, thank God. They took out the piece of the other piece of the colon. It was just a small piece, and then just recently I had to go back in again because following up with my doctor and everything, we noticed a spike in my blood, my PNA. I'm sorry, I can't remember what it was. And so there was a spike. And so we kept monitoring it, PET scan after MRI, and we just couldn't find it. They just didn't see it. And then after due diligence, my surgeon and his team noticed that there was a small polyp on the outside of my colon, but next to my hip. So it was hidden, so it was hard to see. So we had to schedule myself for my fourth surgery. Now, let me back up. On my first surgery, when I had to go through the colonoscopy, on my first surgery, it was lipo surgery, so which means it was just a small little cut they made into my belly button. You couldn't even see it. I didn't even know where it was. So that was a small mark. And then the ones on my liver were done on my side. There was like 3 marks on there, which is not too bad. And then the third one was colonoscopy, which goes into your bottom and they cut it out. But the fourth one was a little bit more severe since the placement of it, and then they had to place stents in veins, so they make sure that they didn't cut those veins. And so they had to go in and do all that, and this time they had to make incisions straight up my abdomen. Sorry to be so descriptive, but I'm very transparent, and I want people to know what it's like, if you ever have to go through this. So please excuse me for being that way, because I've created many of these videos trying to share with so many men, trying to encourage them to go get checked, to also live a healthy life. And also, if we do have to go through what I went through, you can prepare yourself for it. And so they gave me the incisions up my abdomen, which in turn they gave me 31 staples, and then they took out, I think, another foot. I'm not for certain, but I think it was another foot. And I think, hope to God, praise God, that they got it all. And then I was in hospital for a week. I was actually in the, like I said, in the DMV area, DC, Washington Medical Center. I applaud them. If you ever do have to go and you're in the DC area, they have an awesome staff. Awesome staff. I'm in the process of writing a accommodation up for them, and letting them know I really appreciate it, because it was really rough. I had to stay a week in there because my surgery was 7 hours long because of the extensive scar tissue that I had inside me. It took them 7 hours, where originally they was looking like 3 and 4 hours. So they took really good care of me. There was times, I was in a lot of pain and stuff, and they came in and they prayed with me. They massaged me, my back, my feet, and these are certain things that nurses don't normally do, but they went out of their way to ensure my comfort, and I thank them for that, and I wanted them to know that, and so they took care of me. They did a great job on me. Fast forwarding, y'all, we're here right now. I'm what's called Cancer Strong Warrior. Like I said, I've only been out, what's this, Sunday? What's this, Monday? And then I got out, I've only been out for a couple days. And then for the ones that don't know me, I'm a fighter. I'm hard-headed. The third day that I was in the hospital, I said, okay, cut the meds. Because my first day in the hospital, I said, they said I was supposed to be in there for about 5 days a week. I was in there for 3 days. 3 days. And I had told him, I said, I'm not staying up in here. You got this 6'1" dude in this itty bitty bed. And guess what, y'all? That was not good. Hard to sleep. So I got off my meds. I did everything that they wanted to do. And then the doctor said, Mr. Frumgo, how you doing today? And I said, blessed and highly favored, doc. How about you? He said, you ready to get up out of here? And I pulled the covers away, y'all, and I was already dressed, and I was ready to roll. So I'm very active. I get up, I walk, I exercise. I was back on my feet real quick. And as a matter of fact, I was back at work real quick. And so, but this time, it took a toll on me. I'm still back up on my feet, doing well, but it's made some changes. It made me have to do some changes and to create some changes in my life where my career is pretty much at an end. My law enforcement days are pretty much over because I've had so much work done. I've been on light duty for so long. I've been classified as unfit. So what that basically means is I can no longer perform my duties in law enforcement. So basically I have to do something else. Either I've got like two choices. I can go ahead and do a medical retirement, or I can go ahead and let them find me a different job. So basically I'm going to weigh my options and see what's best for me and my family. But in the meantime, I'm going for a job that paid me 6 figures to possibly down to 5 figures. And so, and you're talking about, a huge pay cut. And so during that time, it's like we're not, dire straight, but we're gonna have to make some serious changes, because like I said, I've used up all my leave, all my annual leave, all my sick leave, and even the advanced sick leave they've given me. I've used all that up, and so the days that I take off now are without pay. Um, we were fortunate enough and blessed and smart enough financially to say, hey, save for that rainy day, because they always say, have like 3 months of 3 to 6 months of pay saved up just in case. And that's what we did. And so we saved up a bunch of money, but, we're slowly draining that out. And so it's forced me to rethink and restructure how we're living. Since I'm the main breadwinner of the family, um, we I have to think about, what am I going to do next. My wife has been a stay-at-home mom with our kids. We have one kid who has Dandy Walker and hydrocephalus and ADHD. Basically, what it is, he has a shunt inside of his head that leads down to his heart. And so we've had many days of hospital nights where I spent like a week on a couch in a hospital. And then I have another son that has sickle cell C, so we have to watch his condition. So we spent many days in the hospital with him. And then the other boys, just being boys, everybody knows what I'm talking about. But my wife has had to stay at home to help take care of the family at home. We were blessed, like I said, the job paid well, and then I did some other little things on the side to help support the family. But like I said, we're at that crossroads where times have changed. And so that's what's brought me out to my GoFundMe page now. So basically I'm going to be out 6 weeks to maybe longer to heal. And during that time, I received no pay. And so, as disheartening as that is to try and come to strangers and say, you mind supporting me and my family, I think back at the times that I gave back to others in the same situation. I had to have several conversations with people, asking for opinions about that, because as a man, it's kind of hard coming to people saying, hey, we live this great life, we doing this and that, and all of a sudden, boom, you get hit with a rock, and now we're on rough times. Don't get me wrong, don't think I'm like we're really rough on hard times, but looking towards the future, I got to prepare, because I can't afford to have this family fall. And I'm pretty sure everybody understands what I'm talking about. So I had to create this GoFundMe page to help support us during those times. And like I said in the beginning, whatever anybody can do, I'm appreciative of it. I'm thankful, and I'm blessed. And we're going to keep going on, because as you can already see, everybody knows I'm a fighter. Where there's a will, there's a way. God doesn't put stuff on you that you can't handle. And I've been through a lot, and I've handled it very well, I say. I'm not the most perfect guy, but I have done a pretty good job. And so that is what has brought me to my friends, my family, and to strangers to ask you to lend a helping hand to help support us in our stressful times. I don't know really what more to really say with that, but anything that any of you can do, I appreciate it. It will go to a good cause. Like I said, to help support the family and help keep our heads above water while we transition and try and figure out what we're going to do. But I just want you to know we're going to be okay. Like I said, I got good friends, good family out there that I know that's going to support me. They brought food over. They brought water. You know, they've been very supportive. So we're going to be okay. And God willing, you know, we won't have any more issues with this cancer that is trying to take toll over my body, because I refuse, as a warrior, I refuse to be defeated, y'all. And that's what I want to emphasize on y'all. Just stay positive, stay motivated. If you got family members out there, support one another. Because without all my friends and my family and strong beliefs and stuff, I wouldn't have made it. Because I've had some friends that have gone through this, and I wouldn't wish this on any of my enemies. So, with that being said, y'all, I thank you in advance for anything and everything that you do, even if it's just a blessing. You know, your prayers and stuff like that. Hey, that is more than anybody can ever ask for. So, with that being said, again, this is your boy, Dwayne Drumgold, the warrior, the survivor, the fighter. Thank you. Bye.